second episodic, okay? Old timer? Beginning, middle, end. Facts, details, condense, plot, tell it.
Oh yeah, what's up? How's it going? Welcome to the American Movie Podcast. This is your host, Matthew Benjamin. How's it going? We just saw Cool Walking Dead. I have some sticking points on it, but it's not that bad. I mean, there's a few things. Okay, this was mostly a Morgan episode, and we kind of just see his trivial way of going about the life and trying to see if he can kill people and if he can't kill people. And this was an essential plot point, I think, within The Walking Dead, but it didn't have to be so strung out. On it, I like seeing Morgan. I like kind of him dealing with all of like his problems, but it just seemed like the last two episodes were 15 minutes of good story, and they could have been condensed. And I would have, if they would have been in one episode, I would have felt like, oh man, a lot of ground was covered within those episodes. But it just seemed like they're trying to prep for a climax, and the climax is getting dull. Like, it's just like there's not as much tension as it seemed, or you'd imagine. Like, if they're about ready to go with an all-out war against the Saviors, where a lot of their friends are going to die, it just seems like it's a nonchalant, not really much is going on still. Just in the matter of 2 hours of all these things, and then we only have a few things going on. So, I mean, it wasn't a necessarily bad episode. I didn't hate it. It was just more of a, well, they moved the marker a little bit towards the climactic scenes we're foreseeing going to happen with Negan and the Saviors and the fighting, and you just are like, wow, what are they going to show next, you know? So it starts with Morgan, and you can already see this was one of the sticking points. When they try and create a connection with a character that's just out of nowhere, it seems clunky. Okay, so they're trying to make this connection with Benjamin and Morgan, and there was kind of a little bit of a connection, but not much prior to this. And then he gives him a painting, and he's like, "Oh yeah, we'll be back." And then you get to see kind of inside of. It just seemed very, very forced. So you get to see the inside of like Benjamin's life and how he has a little son to try and connect the audience with him. It just seemed a little too fast paced. So it was like, whoa, what are we doing? Oh man, this guy's might be getting hurt here in the near future. So you see that, and you're just like, oh no, he's giving Morgan a gift. This isn't. We'll just write it out and see. And then he ends up. Richard's plan goes awry, and they accidentally shoot Benjamin. And then the false connection that they tried to connect, I mean, it was kind of close. I felt like it sucked, but it just seemed very fast-paced and rushed to try and connect us to a character that way. When generally that's kind of like the standard formulaic, like, oh, let's get people to like this character and then remove them. The same with the guy who got killed in the revolving door. That was one of the most epic scenes, like, how you're going to die, like right in front of your friend, and there's just a plane of glass in between. I don't remember his damn name, but I'll put it up here when I look it up. But yeah, it's Noah, never mind. Yeah, so you feel for the guy, and it's upsetting that one of the kingdom's soldiers dies, but you just saw it was kind of foreseeable. It just seemed forced, and you knew there was going to be sort of some type of tipping point for the kingdom to turn over and want to join forces with Rick. You see that coming, and you just don't know how it's going to pan out. So you get to see it. You definitely see it. I mean, it wasn't, like I said, this was just an okay episode. Move the marker a little bit. You kind of get to see how unstable Morgan is. You get to see how Morgan's response is to Benjamin's death through Richard's mistake. You get to see how Morgan just can't fathom that he had a friend and was just taken away from him by the irresponsibility of Richard. So you get to see that happen fairly fast paced. It was just, this could have been a little bit condensed. There was a lot of tension and a lot of buildup, and there wasn't that much flash at the very end. He just kicks a can or a box, and you get to see the melon, and that's what trips Morgan over. That was this tipping point where he's no longer a man of Zen. Like, he's like, live and let live, bro. So it's like, we don't need to kill. But now you kind of get to see, he's changing his mind a little bit. So it's like, it's just weird to see the instability of Morgan. Like, he seems like he's a very impressionable dude then. Like, he's just all go. all go. He's like, well, I'm not going to kill, or I'm going to kill. And now he's just kind of like yo-yoed back into this homicidal dude killing people with his bare hands. Like, that was pretty crazy. But maybe he didn't want Benjamin to die in vain. I mean, you could argue that, but his instability and like the flashbacks of his clearing days, like that didn't look stable to me. So you could say it was maybe in vain, or without having Benjamin's death in vain, to let Richard kill, and that was kind of a signifier for trust within the saviors, and then letting Ezekiel understand that this world is unstable as well, and like Richard was just trying to like change Ezekiel's mind. So you kind of get to see that a little bit, but it was just you knew what was going to happen to a degree. You just didn't know who was going to die and who was going to be the person to turn over Ezekiel's mindset of, we're going to hang back and just be the kingdom. That's impossible when it comes to this. So we get to see Carol. We get to see Carol for a brief, I don't know, 5 minutes, when she just recognizes that, hey, I need to be a part of this too. She saw Benjamin get carried into her place and he dies, and so she's ready to join. And it's kind of funny to see, because Carol was this murderous, crazy lady, and then you get to see Morgan, who is this very Zen master, bow staff wielding dude, and then you get the opposite. Like, Morgan's been doing the dirty work in the woods, doing runs and taking melons to the saviors, and like he's at his wit's end. And you get to see Carol, who's been Zen, like in the woods, just probably reading romantic books, like just hanging out, baking cobbler. She's centered, and then you get this transition of just, well, there's a dead man on my table where I just made this cobbler. Like, so you get to see that. You get to see her turn over, and it seemed very controlled and measured compared to Morgan's just leaping onto Richard and strangling him in front of all of the people, including the king, Ezekiel. Crazy to see. One part I did like, I found interesting, like the beaten down, weathered, old, stressed out dad type character, Gavin. Like, he looks like he's really, really tired. Like, he's just super tired, and he's just like, you don't have 12. Okay, dude, Jesus, man. Are you serious? Like, you guys were supposed to be my easy run. Like, you're supposed to be easy. This was going to be easy, man. You just do 12 and that's it. You shorted me one, so give me the guns. And like, he just seems like he is a migraine for 365 days out of the year. Like, he just seemed, it was really funny, but he didn't seem like he was super villainous at all. He just seemed like, by the book. Okay, you owe me 12. You didn't get me 12. Okay, well, we need your guns. And that's it. Like, it was, I'm not going to hurt you, like, blah, blah, blah. But then things get crazy, and Jared ends up shooting the wrong man, and then that's what sets off pretty much all the alarm bells, and everybody has to make a decision now, and then they're kind of moving with the momentum we foresaw happening. So they're just kind of moving with it. So yeah, that was interesting. That was very interesting. I also liked, it was kind of like a symbolism where, we have to remove the king's garden, but we can burn it back, or we can remove it and burn it, but it'll all grow back. So it's like, you get to see that. They remove it all and they burn it, and then at the towards the end, Carol and Ezekiel are planting this little itty bitty shrub, and they're just beginning again with a different mindset, I believe. Anyways, it looked like that was very metaphorical to me, and kind of interesting, but it didn't really tell us any which way they're going to move right now. There was very little urgency to it. I mean, they're planting in the garden, just trying to take in what just happened, but there was no urgency to it. For my predictions of next episode, man, it's been slow. I just would have liked to have seen these two storylines put into one, and then we could have gotten some more build up and kind of connected a little bit more things, because there's only a few episodes left. So my prediction for the next episodes would be they're going to collaborate with Oceanside, or like just reach out to Oceanside, and Oceanside's going to be pissed that they even thought about talking to him, because they seem very isolationist, and they're just going to hang out, do our own thing. The men are gone. Girl power. We're staying here. But I see them reaching out, and then I really hope this doesn't happen, because it's so textbook of what what battle scenes are about, but we'll see. Okay, they're going to reach out and they're going to decline, but they're going to have a second thought, and then it's going to be like towards the end of the battle, and they're going to be fighting the saviors, and then Oceanside's going to arrive as the cavalry somehow. That's my prediction. I really foresee that happening because everything else has seemed very predictable the last 3 episodes. So that is my prediction. I don't know, though. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, Oceanside, they're going to be like, no, I don't know who go. Tara might go. Tara might go and be like, hey, we need help. We absolutely need help. If you don't help us, we're going to be weakened, and then you're going to be subject to pretty much the Savior's wrath. So I foresee that happening where they're like, no, we can't do it. And then for some reason, I don't know what it's going to be. Maybe somebody sends them a token of help or something, or I don't know. But then Oceanside's going to have a second thought, and then they're going to be towards the end of the battle, and it's going to look super grim for Rick and the gang. And then Oceanside's going to come out of nowhere on, I don't know if they have horses or not. Maybe horses, but I foresee like a cavalry-esque scene happening with that. So yeah. What I would like to see is, just some more connection with Rick and Negan and what's going on over there. Like, I would really like to see a little bit more, just action, just a little bit more action within the Walking Dead universe, man. It just seems like, it just seems like they're really slow to tie these stories in line, and they could have done it a lot quicker and put a little bit more boom inside the episodes, but I'm anxious to see the very next one. Hopefully it redeems itself. I mean, like I said, I wasn't too like crazy about this episode, but it was just okay. You got to see a little bit of Morgan. But yes, that was my reaction to The Walking Dead. It just moved the marker a little bit. It was just okay. But yes, that is it for the American Movie Podcast. This has been your host, Matthew Benjamin. If you like this episode, please give me a like. Subscribe if you haven't. I have a lot of good stuff to come. I'm going to always go over the Walking Dead episodes, and I have previous ones in the links below, so you can always check out or go to my channel up top and watch them. And if you like this, please comment and let me know, or what your predictions are for the very next episode. What do you want to see? What do you think is going to happen? Because I'm always interested to read that stuff. So please contact me there, and I'll put all of the social media links down below. And bye.